What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This channel is all about AI automation agencies and starting it from the ground up. I'm a complete beginner in my AI automation agency journey, and I'm just documenting it with you guys along with other people in this same journey. And I hope you guys are getting value from this. So please like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube channel. It really means a lot. Also join my Discord. I'll have a link in the description. So let's dive into this video. This video is going to be extremely valuable to you guys. I go over an interview with Mike and Terry. They are two business partners in the AI automation agency space, and they actually had a discovery call with a client yesterday who has a $20,000 to $40,000 budget for their AI automation project. He's in a coaching program business, and they are going to go over exactly how they plan to build out these automations for this business owner, as well as they go over their sales tactics. These guys are straight killers when it comes to sales, and also they're just straight killers when it comes to diving in and just seeing an opportunity and just diving headfirst into it. They just got into this 3 weeks ago, and they're already getting some whale clients in the door, and it's all because they just simply see an opportunity and they just go out there and they just try things and they get their foot in the door. And yeah, it's obviously paying high returns for them. I think you guys are going to get a lot of value from this just because they have such an amazing philosophy, and they're just really in the thick of it of actually growing their agency and not just saying things and actually going out there and doing things. So guys, you're going to have a lot of value taken from this video, and yeah, I'm so stoked to bring it to you. What's going on, guys? I have Mike and Terry here. So I actually connected with Terry over YouTube, and he sent me a DM on Instagram. That's how we initially got connected. And him and I have been chatting a bit, kind of just about our AI automation agency journey. We're both complete beginners along with Mike. Mike and Terry are business partners. We just kind of been chit-chatting of ideas, and Terry and Mike have an awesome story today to kind of bring us over of a discovery call they had yesterday where they have a potential client with a huge budget for a project, and it's really, really exciting. So I think you guys will get a lot of value from this and just hearing where they're coming from, what their background is, and how they are kind of growing their agency at a very early beginner stage, just like all of us. But I hope this interview kind of helps you guys and makes you guys realize that there's a need for the service and that people have a big budget to be able to spend on this sort of thing. So it's just kind of about capitalizing and just, I don't know, going from there. So yeah, I'll let you guys kind of get into it. What's your guys' story? How'd you guys get into this? And I'll let you walk over the story of this call yesterday.
All right, cool. Want me to start?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Yes, pretty much what we got into it is it's funny because in January I started implementing a little bit into the credit repair business, and I got into it through that space. So once I seen the power of doing it through my credit repair business and kind of seeing how it can be implemented into one business, which was mine, I carried it over into March. And then I think March is when me and Mike started talking about it a lot. Like, he started looking up stuff about AI. I started looking up stuff about AI. We didn't really care too much about it at that point. We just knew a lot about it. We just knew how powerful it was. But we kind of like, all right, cool, AI. And he went into his business, and I went kind of like back into my business ventures. It was kind of like a back and forth thing where we like brought up a little bit, and then one day I feel like our algorithms were like the same. We kind of saw videos of random people starting AI agencies, and we're like, and then one day it went from us talking about it to like, one day I looked at the video, and I think the same day he looked at the video, and I was like, bro, let's do this together. Let's actually just do an AI agency together. Like, screw it, let's do it, man. And pretty much from there, we just took it serious, and we just took it serious from day one. We did a lot of research. We're both bouncing ideas off each other. The good thing about me and Mike, we're pretty similar when it comes down to how we work. We both have the same mentality. We both have the same work ethic. We have a no excuse work ethic as well too. So we just pretty much do what needs to be done every single day to get what we need to get out of the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's crazy how you just stumbled on. You're like, yeah, let's do this. So you guys had previous business like partnerships in the past or so?
So I have my credit repair business, and I dabbled into real estate wholesaling as well.
Right.
And Mike, he's super into washes and I think, am I right?
Yeah. So I came from pretty much like e-commerce, basically. During COVID, I kind of got into buying and flipping watches. At first I started for myself,
Nice.
and then it became like an actual business. So but yeah, Terry and I were just kind of bouncing ideas, and I kind of approached him, hey, like, I'm using AI within my own business too. And it was basic stuff, it wasn't stuff that's like crazy difficult to understand. It's just like professionalizing descriptions, market research, things like that. And, you know, Terry was already doing it in his own businesses too. So, you know, after a while, we kind of got to the point where it was like, wait a minute, like if it's helping us, imagine how many other people could help, you know? So
Yeah.
I think that was like the biggest breaking point for us, was just realizing that if this works for us and it's so new, it's open sea, man. Like it's something that anyone can use. And then, yeah, you know, we got to it. We started doing the research. What me and Terry call YouTube University.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can learn anything.
100%, man.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So we just went ham and really got to just working on it together, you know, meeting up every day when we could. Yeah, you know, from there, it just, you know, the rest is history. Every day we're just trying to learn as we go, just like you.
Yeah.
Funny enough, we came upon your videos and we're like, man, this, you know, this guy's very humble. You know, he's telling everyone like, hey, like this is just how I'm doing it. I'm
Yeah.
just documenting my process. So,
Right.
you know, man, we're just taking it day by day, and you know, we got really blessed. So.
Yeah, it's crazy opportunity, man. I like how
Yeah.
you guys kind of just jumped on the opportunity. I think a lot of people might look at it from the outside and just say, "Oh, that's too hard. It's too complicated." But it's like, from my perspective, I've just dove in. I'm like, I dove in. I had nothing to lose. My last business partner screwed me. I mean, I lost everything, and I was like, "Hey, this is a new chapter. This is a new opportunity to be like, I got nothing to lose. Let's just figure this out as we go." You know, it's obviously an industry that's going to explode. It's just massive opportunity. And it's just like, the only way you're going to learn is just diving yourself in and just going from there. You know, you can't,
100%.
you go to school and go to college and become an expert at it and be like, oh, I'm ready to start my business and make 50,000 a month profit. It's just like, you just got to, you know, just do it and learn. But yeah, I'm stoked to have you guys on. So let's walk through kind of, what's it been like since you guys started? You said you've been doing a lot of research, but have you guys started outreach yet? I know you guys had a discovery call yesterday. Just explain kind of how it's been so far.
I mean, I think so far, it's been a lot of word of mouth. So like I think I posted in your chat, I said that, you know, I let everybody know I'm the AI guy. And I can piggyback when I had started my credit repair business, for example. And I think Mike can say the same for him when he started his watch business. But when you start any business, you're whatever that title of that business is, guy or girl, that's what you are.
Yeah.
So like Mike, he's known as the watch guy. So everyone, when they think of watches, they think of Mike. Like when I think of watches, I think of Mike. And like when I used to do credit repair, when I first was like getting into it, I made sure everyone knew me as the credit repair guy. Like everyone knows me as, hey, you know, you want to get your credit fixed, Terry. So same rules apply when we got into AI, when we really dove deep into it. People are starting to know us as the AI guy. Or the AI guys. Like anytime they're thinking about AI, they're like, oh, like, you know, Mike does that. Oh, Terry does AI. So it's purely word of mouth right now. I mean, a lot of it's word of mouth. I have into SaaS. He's very deep into it. He was one of the people who kind of like started Go Hollow when it first came out. And now, like a 3-year relationship I have with him from helping me with credit repair, and he helped me learn Go Hollow a lot based upon my credit repair business and stuff. He doesn't really want to get into AI. So like he was like, hey, like I can send you guys referrals as well. And I just feel like you know, like they say, your network is your network. So just knowing people, getting to know other people, and like pretty much putting yourself out there. You just never know who you're gonna run into. Everyone should know that you're the AI person. Like that's just period what it is. It should be like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm that person for AI.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. Mike's like that for watches, because I'm that way for sports cards. Because I dove into sports cards during the pandemic, like you said you did for the watches. And so I started a business doing that, flipping myself, and I have a middleman business. And that's what I've been doing the last like 3-4 years. But yeah, everybody knows me as a sports card guy. It's like, oh, I got cards in my basement. Let me reach out to Brock. Like, it's just, I don't know. I like how you guys are kind of pivoting and saying, oh, I'm the AI guy now, because you have family friends reach out to you and say, hey, I see this is a new technology. I have no clue where to start, and I want to reach out to you. Like I had a dinner with my best friend's mom, childhood best friend's mom, and she was like, hey, I see you're in the AI stuff. I'm a realtor, and I see a lot of my, you know, fellow realtor friends are getting into real estate or getting into AI with their real estate, and I want to learn, and I have no clue how to. So let's, you know, chat over dinner and go from there. And that's tying it back into the personal brand of like, I come off as, you know, the expert in this, even if you're not an expert, but like I'm here to find ways to help you in this industry. But yeah, that's awesome. So let's dive into your call yesterday. I want to hear about kind of how your discovery call went and what everything you guys, you know, discussed there.
Yeah, so I mean, the discovery call, it was pretty simple. Normally I treat it like I would treat any other sales call. What I usually do is I just do a lot of listening. I mean, I always say God gives you two ears and one mouth, so you should do twice as much listening than you do talking. So at the very beginning of the call, I just let them know how the call is going to go down. I said, hey, all I'm trying to do is understand how your business works so I can just get a very good understanding of what you guys do and what you're trying to get out of your business. And just let me know some goals you're trying to do, there's a revenue goal or there's like a client goal you're trying to get, or what is your overall goal as a client, well, as a business owner. And pretty much like I just go from there. And once I pretty much get that information, I just pretty much tell him how we can get creative on implementing AI into his business. So he is a life coach. So his big goal is to pretty much kind of replace himself with AI eventually. So he wants to replace himself with AI. He wants to pretty much have the AI be him, and he can focus on bigger clients who want to pay even more. So if they want to talk to him directly now, they can talk to him directly and they can pay him more. And essentially, the AI robot is kind of like the entryway in for people, kind of like just being able to like pay a little bit less, but still get a lot of value out of it. It's kind of like how we do the chatbots. His foot in door is pretty much now he wants AI to be his foot in door, and him to be like the step above that. So
Right.
it was totally understandable. I was able to understand what he wanted. I write down everything as I'm talking to the client. So and I let them know I'm writing down things too. And the biggest thing I do when I'm in the discovery call is I repeat everything they tell me. The reason why I repeat everything they tell me, it just shows I'm listening. It shows that that I care about whatever they're telling me. And on top of that, if it was a pain point, they told me like, hey, like I hate this in my business, or hey, this is what I'm having trouble with in my business. They hear it again. And when you hear it again, it kind of hurts you again. So it's kind of like you're pouring salt in their wound again. And once you pour the salt in their wound, you're kind of like, then after that, you come up with a solution for that salt in the wound. And one thing I do after the discovery call is I like to leave people with a cliffhanger. So I don't know if anyone probably saw the latest Spider-Man movie, but no one expected the end to kind of like just end so abrupt with a cliffhanger. And now everyone's itching to see the next movie. So I kind of like to do my discover calls like that. So I leave them with a chatbot, kind of like a beta one. So I just say, hey, look, here's a quick chatbot. Here's a beta chatbot that it's not going to be totally 100% how it should be, but it has the knowledge of your website. We'll send it to you an hour after the call. And then from there, once it's sent to him, and we just send him the link. So pretty much just a link so you can test it out and see how it is. I let him know that this is just so you can see the strength and power of the AI that we're going to build for you. It's kind of like you just leave him with a little gift, leave him something to play with until the actual call that we do the onboarding call. It takes about 1 to 2 business days, but for his, it just took a day. And we just build out everything through Miro. Once everything's all built out, we both are jumping on that call. So our discover calls either me or Mike, but after the discover call, the onboarding call is always both of us, and we just jump on the onboarding call and show the Miro board, and we pretty much show what we're going to do, how we're going to connect certain things, and kind of just like give them a visual representation of what they can see. And because a lot more people are visual learners, and then after the visual representation, we tell them to life.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I love the process of that. I mean, that sounds interesting, replacing himself with AI as a coach, which is funny to think because, you think a coaching business is so like personal where it's like, oh, you are paying this person in particular because they're the person that provides the value. It's a brand built around this singular person. But if he thinks that he could help provide more value to his students through an AI chatbot, and then also offer an upsell to the actual access to him where it's like, oh, here's a little teaser, the chatbot, my whole philosophy and everything has all of his data and stuff that he would be giving them otherwise. But you said that's an upsell to the full thing where he works one-on-one with everybody and whatnot. But yeah, that's awesome. And you mentioned in the Discord when we were chatting, what was his budget for potentially working with you guys?
So his budget is between $20,000 and $40,000.
Yeah, that's awesome right there.
Yeah, on the Calendly link, I have it so when they book a call, it's required for them to put their budget.
Nice.
And I kind of do this just so I can kind of have a mental breakdown of how much they do have to spend.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if they willingly put that there, if they pick that option, that lets you know that they're willing to spend that as well. So
Yeah.
I put, I can know, okay, cool, like this is how much they're willing to spend. So like now, like I know kind of like that price range. I know their price point, and I can, kind of budget around that too.
Right. And so you're not just going for the chatbot stuff. Do you have any idea what exactly it is that you'll be building aside from the chatbot, like with integrations and like full scale automations? Or is it sort of where you're going to kind of dive into his business more, play around with things, and then from there kind of engineer things once you kind of see how everything works?
Yeah, so funny enough, me and Mike were just talking about this yesterday. So the thing is that when we jump into this one, because based upon what they want, it's kind of like what I give at the beginning. So it seems like he just wants a chatbot. So I'm not going to really give him more than just a chatbot. So I'm gonna give him the chatbot for for his life coaching thing, and then after that, I'm gonna give him another chatbot as an incentive
Yeah.
for his actual website. So the customer service bot that he's testing out right now. So I say, hey, look, I'm going to give you this one, and I'm going to give you this one for this much. So, it's kind of like he feels like he's getting a lot of value as well. And as I see his business go, because he wants monthly maintenance from us. So it's a way I kind of put a 2 option close to which one they want to pick. So for the discovery call, I actually brought up the price of the monthly for him. I didn't bring up the price he'll pay to start, but I brought the price of the monthly. I said, hey, monthly maintenance, you're kind of looking between $497 to $997 a month, just to kind of manage all of this for you. I said, or we can just charge you one time, and you can manage everything yourself, but that means you have to manage this month. You have to manage updating the bot, making sure that if there's any errors, because it kind of leaves you with it. And you have to sometimes even pay for the messages that are getting sent back and forth. So to him, and it kind of puts that mindset to them that, hey, managing the bot's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, and what that does is it actually makes them go, they make them see the value of actually paying the monthly too. So yeah, he's gonna be paying monthly with that, but that's the main thing. I just pretty much just tell him, hey, this is what you'll be paying in between the month matter. And I didn't really come up with the actual upfront fee for him, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, yeah. You just had a discovery call. It's early in the process. When's your next call with him? Is that going to be tomorrow?
It's actually in the next hour and a half.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Sorry, I'm stealing your time before you're preparing for that. That's sweet. I'm excited to hear how it goes, and we'll have to kind of leave an update. Maybe I'll throw in on the outro of the video or something how the call went, and go from there, because I'm sure everybody would be interested to hear. But yeah, do you guys?
Definitely, yeah, I'll definitely everyone know.
But is there anything else you guys want to touch on? I know, Mike, you haven't talked too much, so if you want to dive into, because I know Terry took the discovery call, so it's kind of him explaining how that went yesterday. But if you want to throw something in, I'd love to kind of get you to throw in your input.
Yeah, definitely. So ironically enough, we kind of had 2 discovery calls at the same time yesterday. Mine was in person. The client actually met in interactions with in person. So whilst he was doing that, I was kind of handling someone else that he's actually into the crypto space.
Nice.
And he manages is like, he pretty much promotes crypto along Brazil. So this is something that we were kind of going back and forth with, just get him the lay of the land when it comes to AI and just overall automations. And I think the biggest takeaway was that a lot of these other countries, they kind of look at the US as like support and innovation. And I think one major thing is that you don't have to be home to do this. You know what I mean? Like it can be somewhere in the whole entire part of the world that you're able to connect one person to the other, whether it's within your network group. Like Terry mentioned before, our outreach has been people we know.
Yeah.
These are like, it's the easiest way. You already built the trust. And what it does is it allows that person that you connect with to know what you do and to them to target their network. So it's kind of like a compound effect where you're not really, you might be talking to this one person. Yeah, he may not be too interested, but he knows people who along the line will eventually be interested. And I think that's one of the, I think that's one of the major takeaways that we've realized in the past month is that, you can outreach, you could do a cold calling and all that, but if the people don't trust you, especially with the technology so new, it's hard to really convey your message. You can give them the best value proposition in the world, but I think it's just making that connection. And like me and Terry say every day, we sell ourselves. At the end of the day, the chatbot's going to always be there as like a foot in the door, but we sell ourselves, everything we do, all our interactions, how we present ourselves. So I know you can attest to that as well. You even mentioned your mom and whatnot. So it's one of
Yeah.
those things like once you have your network, it's just going out there and making connections, man. And, just don't be afraid. I think that's one of the biggest things where a lot of people are just afraid to take action. And we had a week where we were just kind of going back and forth on like, what are we going to do? And we're just like,
Mm-hmm.
Terry, let's go. Like, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. It's time to get to work, like, let's just get
Yeah.
out and get to work. Cause, you can think about 1,000 chatbots all day and that's not going to make you money. It's good to know, is understand the business, but as a sales and marketing like you do as well, that's 80% of your time. So it's
Yeah.
just getting out there, man, getting to work and making connections, man. Have fun. So
Yeah. And I
yeah.
could, perfect example is Terry and I were just chatting. He just DM'd me over Instagram after finding my YouTube, and he was sending voice messages back and forth. We were just kind of chatting, and I was like, man, I just really like this guy. I like the way he presents himself. I like his ideas he has. It's just like kind of, for some reason I was attracted to it, and like it's just, I don't know, I think that person to person connection is so much more important than, hey, I could provide this to your business. But it's like any way that I could work with you guys now because I've connected with you guys, I'd love to refer business your way or whatever, because I just had that personal connection with you guys already. And definitely, if you're doing outreach to people you don't know, whether it's cold emails, cold calling, LinkedIn outreach, it's like it's just constantly fighting an uphill battle. And if you could just leverage the people you already have there in your network, might as well do it, because they understand the character you have. They know, maybe they're not an expert in this field yet, but I know that they're just trying to build case study data for themselves and, want to help out a friend. But yeah, no, I love that. I love how you said that you just need to tap in your network first before you even go out to do any of the outbound stuff. So yeah, that's awesome, guys. I'm stoked to see where you guys go, because you guys are early on in this. You said, how long have you been kind of fully dove in where you're actually like going out there and trying to get clients?
Like about almost 3 weeks now.
Okay,
Yeah, it's been
that's
about three
exactly
weeks
the
now.
same. That's the exact same as me. The exact same. That's funny.
I think right now, like as for like our next plan of outreach too, we're really just trying to dive deep into the email, just like cold email now.
Yeah.
So we bought 7 domains already, and we're about to buy the 3 emails for them and start warming those emails up.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be our next like thing we're going to take serious now, is like really diving deep into email outreach. I want to be sending out like almost 500 to 1,000 emails a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's kind of like the next source of outreach, because a lot of people sleep on the cold outreach market. And I noticed that I mean, if it comes down to it, we're very much like SMMA and and SaaS. So we're very much like those two things. I mean, the way we have to reach people, all that stuff. So what's worked for them will work even better for us, because we have to
Yeah.
remember, this is AI. A lot of people's eyes open up when they hear about AI. It's something new. So what may take 3,000 emails a day for someone to get 10 book calls or 5 book calls in a day can be 1,000 email outreaches for us to get 5 or 10 book calls, because when someone sees anything to do with AI, people are
Yeah.
more open ears to it than if I were to say, hey, I'm just going to, market your business for you, or I'm going to help you get more leads. But if I
Yeah.
say I'm going to help you get more leads through AI, people are way more enticed to listen to what we have to hear, what we can give to them.
Yeah, it's almost like tapping into a deep down fear of getting left behind, like the whole FOMO aspect of things. It's like social media marketing and that all that stuff. It's like I'm so sick of seeing that stuff. If I get an email, it's like I'm not even gonna look at it. But AI, it's like, oh, new tool came out. I need to look at this, see if I can leverage this. Otherwise, I'll get left behind. And it's like almost like I said, like fear based. And I think that's a good tactic when you're going out sales. And I mean, it's just a new offer, like you said. But yeah, guys, I appreciate this. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on? Obviously, I'll have you guys at the end throw in your socials where you guys could connect with everybody. But if there's any kind of other stuff you want to talk about, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely. No, I definitely appreciate you having us on here, man.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing. That's the reason why, I was, out of everyone I see talking about doing the automation agencies with AI, yours like stuck out the most, because I was just like, hey, this dude is really just starting from scratch. And he's like,
Yeah.
you're coming from an imperfect standpoint with it. Like, you're showing all your flaws, what happened. You're showing people like, hey, like this didn't work. This does work. I think sometimes people rather see that than see someone who just comes on and says, hey, this is how you do it. And
Yeah.
this worked for me, this
100%,
worked
man.
for me, this worked for me.
Yeah.
Like process, you're gonna show where you failed at, you're gonna show what worked for you. And I feel like that's very genuine of you. So I feel like your channel's gonna get pretty far from just that alone.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. If I could just keep bringing value to everybody in any way possible, like you said, I'm not an expert, but even just through trial and error of testing things, or even I've had a lot of people reach out saying, hey, I see that you're a complete beginner. I was scared to get started. And now I'm just diving into it because I see you did it and, there's nothing to lose. And that's all I could hope for, building this platform out. But yeah, guys, I really, really appreciate this. I hope you guys, do well on the sales call here in an hour. You'll have to keep us all updated. And then I guess drop your socials if you want anybody to connect with you anywhere. You might get flooded with messages, but who knows? It might bring you some business or you might make a good connection. But yeah, drop your socials so people could kind of speak with you guys if you want to connect with people.
Yeah, definitely. So firstly, you can follow us at Sky-Based Solutions, pretty much across the board, all social media platforms, including Threads. And then, yeah, my personal will be Michael.Nichols. So it's going to be MIKLL.NICHOLS. That's just my Instagram. But yeah, definitely, continue to join along.
Official Terry O. So just official, then Terry, then just the letter O. Because first name Terry, last name Oliver. And my name is not Terry O. A lot of people just say, hey, Terry O. But yeah, it's official Terry O. So if anyone wants to like message me or anything like that, I did get a few people that messaged me from your people as well. So like they'll message me,
just in
ask questions.
Discord.
So I don't mind answering questions every now and then.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny, Terrio. It's kind of like Gary V, like how people couldn't pronounce Vaynerchuk. So it's like you might just have to rebrand to Terrio. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Cool. Well, guys, I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, keep us updated with how the call goes, and yeah, look forward to kind of speaking more with you guys.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. Good luck, guys.
Thanks for having us on, man. Take care.
Yeah. Guys, I really hope you got a lot of value from that call with Mike and Terry. Also, they actually closed this client about an hour after our initial interview. So I'm going to take you on another follow-up interview after them closing their client for $30,000 and $997 a month retainer. Yeah, this is crazy, guys. They're going to walk us through exactly how it went. And I wanted to show you guys an interview after they actually closed. So I didn't expect for them to close like that quick after our initial interview, but I want to follow up them and see how it went. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys. So we actually have Mike and Terry back because they had their sales call like an hour after our last filming. It's a couple hours later in the day, and they actually closed the deal, and it's a pretty big deal. And so I wanted to kind of bring them back, and I want them to kind of walk through kind of how the sales call went, what the deal is you locked them into. And yeah, I kind of want to hear your guys' story because this is awesome.
Okay, well, pretty much what the deal is, he's a life coach, and he wants a really complex build when it comes down to his bot. The type of bot he wants is he wants it to eventually replace him. So we're going to be getting pretty much a lot of documents from him. So we have to get a lot of words that he used to say to his clients, a book that was based upon self-determination that we're going to put in there, a lot of PDFs he's learned in school, a lot of transcripts that we're gonna have to load into this bot for him. And on top of that, we pretty much just have to make sure it's smart enough to understand his clients to a really good extent. So if any clients that used to talk to him, if they go to the bot, they'll know that they're that he already spoke to them before. And kind of go off some dialogue that he used to go off with them as well. So he wants a pretty complex build. So he wants two of them. So for two different websites of his, so two things, and we gave him a complimentary customer service chatbot for his actual website as well.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. And what was the deal you closed him on?
So it's the upfront fee is going to be $30,000, and monthly he'll be paying $997 a month.
Nice. That's nuts, man. 3 weeks into the agency. That's crazy, man. I think that shows for me. I'm a beginner here. We're kind of all in the same shoes, and makes me motivated and shows me that it's possible to close a big deal like that, especially so early on in the process. It's so inspiring. I hope everybody on the channel and, in the Discord just like really could kind of soak that in and realize, oh shit, this is a huge opportunity. And there's like, it's accessible. I just need to go out there. I need to reach out to the people I'm connected with and do some outreach. And luckily you guys have sales background. Sounds like you guys are really good salesmen. That's kind of where you guys come from. And obviously that kind of plays into it. I don't think most people a couple weeks in could close a huge deal like that. But doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. That's awesome, guys.
He was pretty excited on the phone call. So
yeah. I mean, it boils down to if he's getting value, then I mean, I'm sure he's stoked. He's probably understanding that this is going to buy back so much more of his time, provide more value to his clients and his customers and his students. And so it's really a win-win for everybody, honestly. And that's the best part about this business model is like people value their time. And if you could find ways to make buy back their time and also increase, profit and increase efficiency and whatnot, it's a no-brainer for somebody to even pay a high ticket price for like 30 grand up front to build something out like this. Like you're providing a lot of value doing that. And it kind of, I'm sure you have a lot of conviction in that now of like, oh, this is something people need and this is something people want. And so now I'm sure you guys are just going to accelerate even more and just be like, let's do this, man. Close more deals like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing that me and Terry kind of saw as well during the call was he kind of started the call off right away with, I kind of had a chance to go through your bot, that we sent him.
Yeah.
And I think one of his like first objections were, what makes you different between ChatGPT and you guys, and I feel like for everyone in the community that's just getting started, this is something that you're always going to get kind of an objection because that's what people think when they hear AI. So it's being patient, at first and just really delivering on what you tell them, hey, this is the whole model. This is what we offer you. It's tailored for your business. So it's keeping it very cookie cut, but at the same time, expect those objections definitely, and just kind of separate yourself from the rest. So
yeah, 100. I mean, objections are huge, and you guys obviously are in sales, so you understand how huge that is. Most people wouldn't maybe think that far in advance before getting on a sales call. But I mean, really, it boils down to it is a complex build. It's not as simple as ChatGPT. And that's why people that know how, at the end of the day, to provide a service like this are the ones that get compensated well. Because it's like anything. Like if you're trying to expand your social media presence, you're not going to go out there and try to learn Facebook ads like these big companies. They're just going to pay somebody that knows how to do it. Like It's not worth their time to figure it out. It's not worth their time to maybe run into these issues. Might as well pay somebody, that has a presence in the space. And it's like, oh, they know what they're doing. I'm just going to have them bust it out for me and, provides instant value to them.
Main thing is just like, just don't overcomplicate anything, don't overthink the process. Always know that everything's a numbers game. You have to consistently talk to people, consistently put yourself out there. I know a lot of times we get caught up in just trying to look up stuff and see what's like, hey, like, how do I build this? How do I build that? Mainly just focus on your strengths and just continue to find clients. I feel like putting yourself out there, telling people you're the AI guy / girl, like I said earlier, is really important because the main thing that's going to drive business is getting clients in. That's the only thing that's going to drive business. You can know how to build all the bots in the world, but if you cannot drive clients, then nothing's going to move.
Yeah, 100%. So you guys, I don't know if you guys feel this at all, but I'm sure a lot of people kind of watching might feel some imposter syndrome where it's like, okay, I just got into this. Is there really real value I can provide to my client? How do you guys kind of differentiate yourself from the people that kind of feel that imposter syndrome of like, you guys obviously have the confidence and the conviction that this, I know I could provide value. How do you break that barrier in your brain? Do you have any take on that?
As far as like the imposter syndrome, I mean, you're always going to have that. Even for me and my e-commerce business, there was times that I felt like an imposter as well. And at the end of the day, just knowing a little bit more than the next person next to you makes you an expert. Now, you don't have to be, a 5-year graduate, but at the same time, knowing just enough where it's not something that you would see on mainstream media, I think kind of really draws people into what you're talking about. Because Terry can attest to this too. I mean, every person we go to, their eyes just glow whenever you mention AI. And, it kind of gets them in the door. But once they really start to understand exactly what we do and what we offer, I mean, the rest sells itself, man. You're just selling yourself at that point. So, yeah.
100%. And it's like, I think maybe the imposter syndrome stems from like seeing all these people that are experts out there, or so to say experts online. It's like, if you're even able to talk about these chatbots, how they're built and really how ChatGPT works, you are an expert, compared to the general public. You go anywhere, you go to a bar and you bring this up, more than, 99% of the people next to you. So that's another thing to keep in mind of like, really, if you've taken the time to just dive into it and you've watched hours and hours of videos, you're more of an expert than you think you are. And I think you just need to be confident in that.
Yeah, stay motivated. That's the main thing. Motivation is key. Pretty much setting goals for yourself is key. I mean, this whole entire week, Mike's been saying, hey, this week is our week. Like he kept saying, like in the beginning, this week is our week. And like then that came along. So sometimes what you do put out there comes back to you. So just making sure that we're putting the positive energy out there for ourselves as well too. Only thing we speak about is positivity. We don't really speak about anything negative. We just speak about positivity when it comes to our business. Hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this much money. We're gonna, set these type of goals. So yeah, I think that sometimes of people get too caught up in the now, and or they think about their past and they don't really think about their future with their business. Or, sometimes you gotta really just focus on what you can do now so you can predetermine your future, because your past is gonna always be behind you.
I appreciate the time, and I'm stoked to see what you guys do.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm still to see what you do too, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm still trying to lock in my first deal.
Hey, look, man, I believe in you too, so it's all good. We putting that positive energy on you now.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the support, man. It means a lot. It really does. I think, especially since, you start small and we kind of grow together.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see, the next year, what has to come, man. So let's keep doing it, man.
We'll have to do some annual meetup or something, at the end of the year. Go on a nice vacation, go to Greece or something.
Yes, sir.
Dubai.
Yeah. Dubai. Yeah. Dubai's the spot. We got to do it. Cool. Well, guys, I really appreciate it again. And I'm stoked to see where you guys go. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really means the world, guys. I'm so stoked to be bringing you guys along this journey. Also, make sure to comment down below what your favorite part of this interview was. I want to hear your guys' opinion on going out there and getting clients before you really are an expert in actually building these automations. So are you guys going to follow along with Mike and Terry's strategy, or are you guys going to actually become AI experts before you go out there and sell? I want to hear your guys' opinion. Also, guys, join my Discord. We have an amazing community in there. We have over 300 people in there now, and that's actually where I connected with Terry. He's in there. He has some amazing value. We have some amazing people in there just constantly providing value to everybody. It's a great place to network. It's a great place to meet developers. It's a great place to meet people that are good at sales. It's just a really valuable spot for all of you guys. It's really important to be around people that are in the same shoes as you as you're early on in the journey. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.